everyone, and welcome to this edition of Peace Talks, where we catch up with the bands that are coming to play for us at the Marr in Worcester. And today, I think for the first time, I've actually got four of the band members for a band that's coming up in March, on the 16th of March, Saturday the 16th of March. This is the first time we tried a Saturday this year. We did one last year. And the band we have coming up is Headquarters of Groove. So on the call today, on our video, we have Jody up on my top left. Hi, Jody. We've got Andre over on the right. We've got Ted down under below Jody, and we've got Roy. So hi all, and thanks for joining us today. This is going to be fun. So Headquarters of Groove, a fantastic band that I first came along to one of your very early rehearsals, I think, in it was January 2023. So maybe Roy, if we start with you, and you can kind of give us a bit of a background, because I think you kind of pulled the band together. So yeah, if you just kind of let us know how you found the band and got started, really.
Yeah, so really, for me, I love the process of writing music and playing music, and I do a lot of productions in my own studio. So really, what I wanted to be able to do was take that music out to the wider world, but not in an electric form, but with real musicians and proper life, adding the proper life, and people putting their own thing to them. So that's where I started from. So I've obviously set out to find some musicians, and it's taken a few years. It's taken a few musicians, but finally we've got to a point where I've got a great I'm with a great bunch of people, great musicians, and having a great time with them, and my music's coming to life, as well as the other music and the cover music that we do. But a big part of the band is the originals. And now we're coming together and writing songs all together. So it's really looking good. Really giving a lot of pleasure.
Fantastic. So obviously we can see you've got the keyboards behind you. So you're the keyboard player in the band. So yeah, do you want to just run through who you've actually got in the band? I think I know Andre's from Evesham, just up the road from me, which is on the road between Worcester and Cheltenham. Because some of you may recognise Andre. He's a regular at our music spoken here nights at the Marr. So I often give him a lift back our way, and being a very tired driver, ask him this turning, and we head. He has to remind me that we're not going to Cheltenham. the rest of the band, are they all from Birmingham?
Yeah, I mean, myself, I'm from King Swinford in the West Midlands. Jody and Ted, Birmingham. We've got Mahendra from Coventry. We've got John, who lives in the Derbyshire Dales somewhere. Near Matlock. So yeah, he has a bit of a travel for rehearsals, but I haven't missed anyone out, have I? So.
Don't forget Andy Rock.
Oh, Andy, our new guitarist, yes.
New guitarist, yeah.
Forgetting Andy, yeah. Who lives in Birmingham, but I think he's originally from Luton.
Oh, okay. No, I'm from Watford, so not far from Luton.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if he supports Luton Football Club or how that works, but yeah, I'm sure you might have a bit of banter with him. Yeah, so that's the seven.
Cool. Well, let's go through who we got on the call at the moment. So Ted, start with you.
Yeah, I play bass guitar.
Fantastic.
I've been with Roy for a little while. I can't actually remember how long it's been. It feels like quite a long time, but I don't think it has been actually. Maybe a couple of years now, coming up to a couple of years.
Yeah, maybe a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, just as we were coming out of COVID, when things started to open up again, and you know, I like a lot of people, was desperate to find a musical outlet because everything I'd done up until that point had dissolved because of the pandemic. And yeah, I just responded to Roy's advert at the time for a brass player, which I misread at the time, and I had a look at it, I thought it was a bass player. And I just said, I sort of looked at it twice, and then I sort of realised the error. I said, I know you say you want a brass player, but you might want a bass player as well, possibly. And as luck would have it, yeah, bass player was required. But it's primarily because of the type of music. Because I love soulful, groovy music. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning musically. I love that kind of thing, and the breadth of what we do is like nothing else, I think. So it really, I absolutely love it. It really, it feeds my soul. So all the other music I've done in the past, there's been a bit of fun, but this is something I get a genuine, very much deeper level of pleasure and satisfaction from playing headquarters of groove.
Ah, it's fantastic to hear. Grand. And Jodie?
I'm originally from Oxfordshire, and then I moved to Birmingham about 10 years ago. So I studied in London, and I loved soul music. I loved rock music. I loved everything. But soul, R&B, and Motown was what I mostly grew up with, and I had loads of connections in London with it. But as soon as I moved to Birmingham, I couldn't find my jam. I taught on a music course which was predominantly metal, so everyone wanted to be a metal band.
Right.
I just kept searching and searching, and I couldn't find anything. It literally wasn't until I think it was like February 2022. I think that's right. Yeah, because I just had my son, and I saw Roy's ads, and he put all the names of all the artists that the band likes, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. You know, so
found your home.
It was, and I mean, I've been to jam nights and everything, but I wasn't finding my people, and I was like, there's got to be something, you know. And as soon as I played with them, it was just heaven. And I remember driving home that night in my car, and I was just cranking up all the music, and I've just been so inspired and listening to like Jazz FM every day, and I'm like, guys, listen to this song, this is wicked. And I haven't felt that for a really long time. Like, I've done a lot of session work and do people pleasing songs because they're like corporate events and session work and whatever. But to find something that gets me as excited as it did when I was in London with all my music friends, it's just so nice to find again. So yeah, this is just pure joy for me.
Fantastic. And Andre?
Okay, well, you want to start, Dave? I come from primarily a rock background, and initially a metal background back in the day, and but I've always had a bit of a penchant for music that makes you move. I've always been a big Level 42 fan, and anything that really moves you, you know. And I just got fed up of playing the same old trash. I started listening to a bit of jazz just to widen my musical horizons a little bit, and I thought, right, there's no one around the Evesham area that wants to play this sort of stuff, I don't think. So I'm going to have to look further afield. So I put an ad on some online thing. I can't even remember what it was called, Band-Aid or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And I just put, look, you know, I want someone who's got the groove. And I get this thing comes back from this guy called Roy Linton saying, we got the groove, you know. And I thought, okay. So I contacted Roy, and I mean, to say I was like a fish out of water. I really was, but it's been great. You know, I just love playing stuff that gets people moving. And, you know, whether that's to tears, laughter, or dancing, it doesn't matter. If it moves people, then we've done our job. And I think we do that. Roy's written some great songs, and we've brought them to life, and we're starting to write together as a band now, as Roy's saying. And you know, for us, it's all about we take it deadly seriously, but we have a lot of fun doing it. For us, it's about enjoyment. You know, you put in a lot of effort and time into what we do, And if you can't enjoy it, then there's no point. So we do. We enjoy it. We've got some great guys that play with us. John, our sax and flute player, he's been around since Noah landed, I think. You know, he was in the 60s. He played with Screaming Lord Sutch and a lot of Martha Reeves. You know, lots and lots of stars of soul and jazz and over the years. So he's the real old jazz muso amongst us. And for a guy of his age, he's not here, so I can tell you he's 78. But he is unbelievable. You've seen him play, and his energy. And so how can you not perform when you got someone like John in front of you, you know, blowing his trumpet? You know, it's unbelievable. So yeah, we're very passionate about what we do.
It comes through.
I love all genres of music, but I particularly like what we're doing now. It just moves me. And I get very serious about it. I mean, the guys will know I do get quite, you know, frustrated at times because it's very difficult to find venues. You yourself know, and you know, and thanks to you for doing the jazz nights at the Marr Bar. I've had some great nights there and seen some world-class musicians. And there are so few places in this area where you can actually either A, go and watch the kind of stuff that we like, or B, even play it. So it's tough. Finding venues is really tough. So thanks to you, Dave, for, you know, having a go, and you do a great job. And we're looking forward tremendously to playing there. It's a local gig for me, or as close as I'll get, other than Cheltenham Jazz. So, you know, I'm looking forward to playing on home turf. You know, it'd be great.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's been really good fun, actually, and I can't believe that we're coming up to 2 years now of running there. So it's and it's good to see, because we've been able to get. I was thinking this afternoon when I was preparing for this, but I think we're probably the third band, because we had back in December we had Reed Bass, so they were all sort of Birmingham, and we had Dan Lockhart. Opened up in September from the he was part of the West Midlands Jazz Midlands mentoring scheme thing that we did. But I think I'm just looking up at my board now, because I think everyone else all the other bands have come. Well, we get bands from all over the country. So it's good to be able to sort of represent the local West Midlands scene as well.
Well, it's long may it continue.
Yeah. Well, I've got plenty more in the tank, and I've got a big long list to my right hand side on my whiteboard with bands to get through. So, I'm going nowhere. So you've had because you played the Cheltenham Jazz Festival last year. I think you had 2 gigs there, didn't you? Because you had it was in the Free Stage Park.
We played on the Saturday in the Alchemist, and then we played on the Free Stage on the Monday.
That's right. Yeah.
While Squeeze were playing in the tent alongside us, but we had a great crowd there, and
it was.
It was all ages, and you know they were really loving it. You know, loving what we did.
Yeah,
you were there, Dave, of course.
I was indeed. Yeah, I came down along for that one. And you played a couple of times up at the Hockley Social Club as well. I think, and you got you're playing at the Zen Finn's Night Owl sessions, isn't you? Wednesday, the Wednesday before, come down to us. So that's grand. It's great to see you're getting out there. And recording. Anything in the pipeline?
Yeah, we're doing an EP at the moment, 3-song EP, which we're near the end of. We're getting there, so we're looking at a release either the end of this month or in March. So just in time for the gig.
Fantastic. Well,
sure we can get something there ready for people. Anybody who wants to purchase on your night.
That'll be fantastic. Yeah. So let's talk about the music itself, because you kind of said that, you know, it's there's various influences in there. I know you just sometimes describe it as sort of acid jazz. There's a lot of it. I think you do a few of this sort of incognito and sort of brand new heavy sort of stuff. Where's your sort of background? Let's start with you, Linton. The sort of your musical influences and kind of was acid jazz. I mean, I was a massive fan of sort of acid jazz in the 90s.
Yeah.
just as that sort of the late 80s, early 90s.
I think my background was I was brought up listening to reggae, pop, soul, blues. But then I think I sort of went into enjoying sort of soul, house, funk, very much dance music.
Yeah.
And that's really, and Latin as well. So when I started sort of writing my own and doing my own thing and really getting into music, it was a lot of Latin, like 70s, like Herbie Hancock,
Brilliant, yeah.
and the sort of early house music. So that, I think a lot of my stuff was sort of very soulful house music, laid back. But when the sort of acid jazz thing came, I really got into that, and just generally just all soul, all sort of music with a groove, anything with a groove, particularly anything with beautiful bass lines. I think that's the thing I gravitate to most: bass lines and Fender Rhodes. So
sounds,
it's sort of I've sort of influenced by a lot of things, but the soul, the funk, the house, jazz, Latin, that's the real things that have been the biggest influence. And particularly people like Azimuth, say Herbie Hancock, George Duke, Bob Marley, people that the scar of the sort of the late 70s, early 80s. So people like the Specials, Selector, Matt Bianco.
Brilliant, yeah.
And then through all the say the Jamiroquai, Brand New Heavies, through to the things like Snarky Puppy, some of the current jazz guys, the young jazz guys, doing some amazing stuff. So
yeah, it's a really vibrant scene, and there's so much. I love the way it's always been a melting pot anyway, of sort of musical influences and stuff. So a lot of urban sort of music coming into taking jazz influence into sort of that music. So yeah, I love it. And so we've got a good mix, I think, from your set is a good mix. We've got a few covers in there and a lot of your own compositions. And you say, I think originally perhaps you were saying that a lot of those were written by yourself. Now you're sort of writing more as a band as well.
Yeah, it's probably about half and half that we're playing on our gigs at the moment. But it seems like a lot of people think that some of the original stuff is covers, but they're not. They're written by myself, which is good to hear. But I love the creative process and just come up with ideas. So I've got thousands of ideas, but thousands of songs that I've half written, then songs that I've written, little ideas. So all of that, just bringing all that together and being able to take some out and have people listen to them and have people dancing to them. It's just pretty fantastic, really.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's definitely music to move to. So I think this, as I say, this will be the first Saturday that we're doing, and I'm going to try and get a couple more. I've got a couple more bands I'm in mind that I might put on, maybe 2 or 3 more throughout the year. That will be more of the sort of dance stuff, really, and see how that goes. So you'll be a fantastic band to try that out and get that going on a Saturday night down at the Mars Bar. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to having you all come up and playing on the stage there. That's had some fantastic bands and musicians from all over the country playing. So it's really excited to get you guys in front of our audience and bring some more people down as well that have not experienced music spoken here yet, and see what comes.
Absolutely.
So thanks everyone for joining us today and giving us a little bit of an insight into what we'll be seeing on the 16th of March. So it's going to be a fantastic evening, and really looking forward to welcoming you all to the Marr Bar in Worcester.
Thanks, Dave. That's great. See you then, mate.
All the best, Dave.
Nice one.